the Bears on CBS. So with the Bucs loss, a win for the Falcons puts them into first place in the NFC South. But got to go through a Bears team with a quarterback playing for, in many ways, his job, and a defense flying around with their hair on fire. Bears eliminated from playoff contention with the loss, but they're like, we're not done just yet.
Great throw.
It's Chicago in late December, and that's a dot. Justin Fields to DJ Moore. How many guys can throw it through the snow like that, Mac?
Only one.
Bears lead 7-0. Don't pander to me. Start of the second quarter, same score. How many guys can get the edge like that, Mac?
Only one.
Justin Fields takes it in from 9 yards out. Bears take the lead 14-0. First play of the Falcons' next drive, and Taylor Heineke dumps it off to Tyler Algier, blocks out in front. Algier.
How many people had Algier in that lineup? Fantasy
This was a moment that could have decided leagues. Falcons trail 14-7 following the long receiving touchdown for the running back. Longest touchdown of the season at 75 yards. Bears would lead 21-7 at halftime.
This is what he does right here.
I'll say it. Two guys. There are two guys who can do this.
Lamar.
One's the MVP this year, and one is Justin Fields. Scrambles for a 13-yard gain on 3rd and 8, keeps the drive alive. Breaking tackles. I mean, you can't teach 6'3", 230 pounds. I'll say that much. Falcons trying to mount a comeback later in the third, down 24-10. Tyreek Stevenson. Great pick and another for the rookie standout. Heineke's second INT of the game. Bears would take a field goal there to make it 27-10. 4 minutes left in the game. Now 30-17 on 4th and 17. Heineke picked off by Kyler Gordon. Bears go on to win it 37-17. That's a 7-win season for the Bears, most since 2020 when they finished with 8. And Kyler Gordon, great bat. He's an athlete. He's an athlete. Spider-Man getting big. Falcons. They can still win the division with a win and a Buccaneers loss in Week 18. I mean, there's still a lot on the board. It's not over for either of these teams now, sitting at 7-9, but you know, it's not looking good. 37-17 is your final here. Fields 20 of 32, 268, 2 total touchdowns. Does it with the arm, does it with the leg, and found DJ Moore 9 times.
Look at Khalil Herbert
for a $159. Khalil Herbert. Wow. Nice compliment in that backfield as well. It's a roster taking form, Mac. All right, so their last 7 games, something has changed. Whether Luke Getsy has finally started to design an offense for his multi-talented quarterback, or somebody said something in the locker room, it's been different. 5-2, giving up just 17 points per game, taking the ball away at a rate that almost tops the league, getting to the quarterback since the addition of Montez Sweat for that second round pick, excuse me, because I'm getting ahead of myself, because they are first overall and on the clock in this year's upcoming draft. All right, let's go right there, right now. Brian McFadden, have you seen enough to say Justin Fields is the quarterback and you do something else at 1, whether that's Marvin Harrison Jr., you move the pick, whatever that may be? Is Justin Fields the right quarterback for the Bears?
Yes, sir. You know, I've been saying the praise for Justin Fields weeks ago, before we saw this real consistent slate of play. But right now, no question, because I think I believe if you keep Justin Fields, you retain him, addressing other positions is the fastest way to improve the ball club. Because it's not like Justin Fields lacks talent. I think they need to find the common ground in regards to play calling to really allow him to excel as a quarterback, because he's a very, very talented, gifted guy. But it's almost like in the beginning of the season, they were trying to keep him in the shell. Let him out, let him play football like he did towards the last season in 2022, where he was playing some of his best football. I think they're starting to figure that out now. That's why we're seeing pretty good play. But if you talk about keeping Justin Fields, either trading that #1 spot to get more picks or staying there, go get a guy like Marvin Harrison, and then with your next first-round pick, you know, you address the front on the defense or the offensive side, and you have money to play with as well. You have to like that, because DJ Moore is a proven #1. But if you go get a guy like Maserati Marvin Harrison Jr., along with DJ Moore, along with Cole Kmet, when you look at Herbert and Deontay Foreman in the backfield. I mean, the offensive line, as you would know better than all of us being a Chicago Bears fan, Joe, the offensive line actually played better when they were healthy. They dealt with some injuries, of course. The play wasn't as stout, but when they got healthy, they started to play pretty good football. Wright is looking like he's going to be a guy you can build around moving forward as well. So that's what I would do. I would keep Justin Fields, and I think addressing other needs on the team is the best way to improve the roster, and yet and still you have a difference maker at the quarterback position.
And those needs are limited. I mean, look at this roster. Look at the talent on the defense. Look at the names you just mentioned. Cole Kmet, who we didn't see much of in this game. Also, statistically, the 4th best tight end in football right now. You can get better in other places, but they are not positions of great need. It's a roster that's ready to be a playoff roster. And if you take a rookie quarterback, you got to put off those hopes for 1 or 2 seasons.
And also, too, when it comes to sports, especially football, sometimes the unknown is scary because you don't know. At least with Justin Fields, he's shown the ability to be a difference maker in the league right now. You know you have a guy that, given the right structure of offensive game planning, play calling, he can do numbers. He can make people miss. He's a playmaker. You go draft one of these younger guys that we've never seen play in the NFL, you're hoping. You know what you're going to get from Justin Fields, and I think the best is yet to come when they find that sound offensive structure to surround him with, not to mention adding more talent. I mean, think about this. Justin Fields is just talent alone. He's probably a top 5 talent. He's a top 5 talent at the quarterback position. Just talent alone. When you talk about talent, you talk about speed, athleticism, arm strength, the ability to do great things at one position. That's Justin Fields. Now we haven't really seen that talent serve to be a consistent passer because of injuries to the offensive line and also questionable play calling. But when you give him that sound structure, oh, he can do numbers. You saw look at the guys he's making miss. We just talked about Lamar Jackson. He has Lamar Jackson-ish in his game. The difference between those two is that Lamar Jackson is more polished, and he has an offensive structure that fits what he does well.
Taking my one shot because I'm smiling through this thing. As problems go, they're good problems to have. Chicago, you are on the clock.
And the defense.
And the defense.
And the defense is really good.
Hey, you want to talk about my city and my team? It's defense first always, Mac. Monsters might be back, the way they're flying around, taking that ball away. Most games with a pass and rushing touchdown in Bears history. Justin Fields